Hello.
Oh shit. Hello, how you doing?
How you
Uh,
doing?
it's good. I was hearing that you're into music, right?
I am.
What do you do? I'm a music mix, well, a DJ, of course, but I also do mixing in the studio. So I don't know if I'm really looking for a deep relationship because it doesn't really look like you are too, because it sounds like your business is going to be your main relationship. I think success is seems to be what's primary in your life. I would like to know how did you get to this far without with being single as you are now?
Well, that's an interesting question that no one's asked it. So I'd say when someone said why I'm single is two things. Like I said, timing, and then where it was just bad. I say it wasn't made bad choices for me. So where I'm like, I may seem come off as cutthroat is that I've gone with the flow and kind of saw where things are going and look up and somebody's wasting my time for 2 years.
Mhm.
And then I look up and I didn't pay attention to the clues, and somebody had a whole life complete with a wife and everything else that I had no idea. Yeah, that's another good story. Yeah.
Mm.
So that and that takes a toll on you. So the trust factor is I'm not an investigative PI person. I let people do what they want to do. It's not because I don't care. It's because I feel like it's like you're gonna do what you want to do. So I'm gonna let you dictate and let your energy dictate how we interact. But I'm not chasing nobody.
Okay.
I'm not checking for you. I'm not doing all that. And in an industry, especially where not industry, but I say in an environment where social media and everything is at people's fingertips, is we live in a society where everything's stimulation. So if you don't feel stimulated, then all of a sudden you are doing whatever. And then if I, yeah, which I have, if I catch you doing that, it's a no. That there's no coming back from cheating. I can forgive people that make mistakes and things like that, but I don't believe in cheating. I believe in leaving if it's not right. But before that, I believe in having conversations. So if you feel neglected, if you feel like something's not, suiting you for whatever reason, whether I believe it or not, if it's your perception, it's incumbent upon you to speak up, but not to go out outside. And I've been single because people cheat. When you have a lot of things going on, is you got. That's what I said. You got to match my energy. And so it's work now, but this ain't gonna be the energy until I get into the grave. So I have a plan, but it isn't to work at this speed for my entire life. And so once I realized I was pouring energy into other people and I wasn't getting anything back, and I started looking up and I'm stagnant, is I'm on a path now that I gotta make up for lost time for myself. And I don't have time for BS. I don't tolerate a lot, and it's I don't have time to waste.
Okay. Great. Um, so how long ago was your last relationship?
A year.
A year? And it broke up because
He just wanted to do what he wanted to do. He wanted to still date other people and do it. And after 6 months or a year of dating somebody, if you don't know at this age, then you don't know
yeah.
whether amazing I am or not. It's just not me, or you want your cake and eat it too. And either one of those have nothing to do with me. It has to do with you. So I got to keep it moving.
What would you say are your best qualities?
Um, I said one thing is I'm pretty self-sufficient.
Pertain to a relationship.
A relationship, yes. So I'm not a needy person. And I think that in that aspect, since I'm not needy, I'm also cognizant of what other people need. So the relationship, I make sure that, I do believe in tending. I do believe in entertaining the person I'm at. And I believe in like I said, supporting their dreams and aspirations. So I think in a relationship, it's a give and take, it's reciprocity. So if I'm asking somebody to believe in me, I do believe, in which I poured into a lot of people, which that's why I said I'm not on the build a man at this point. I poured in so much where I believe so much in somebody, whether it be believing their dream, their job, going back to school, that I almost lost myself. So I will be immersed. While I may be an female, I do believe in catering to the person that I'm with. So once we're together, it's no holds bars. I don't have any apprehension of making sure the person or the partner I'm with feels satisfied and happy in all aspects.
How long do you think it will be until you feel like you're comfortable in your life to the point where you feel like you can focus more energy on a man?
Well, I think it comes with, I don't think there's a timing where I have like a 1 month or 2 month or something like that, or 2 year plan. I have things in my life that I'm moving, and I want to see to fruition. But I think the right man that's coming into my life that's going to, to compliment me, not support me, but support my dreams is we're going to match that energy and we're going to go that path together because he's going to be on that same path. So while I'm attaining these goals, whether it be to put my truck in a logistics company on the road, whether it be to grow my consultant company, whether it be to go off in acting or DJing, whatever the case is that he's going to compliment me. So it's not going to be, he has to wait for me to get to a marker. While he's obtaining his goals, I'm going to compliment him and he's obtaining my goals and we're going to grow together. So I don't have a infinite amount of time where something's going to, be like, okay, in a year, now I'm going to get married. And I don't believe in doing that because I believe that you block your blessings by doing that.
Okay, are you business at home as well, or can you be affectionate?
I'm sorry?
Are you business at home as well, or are you a business? Are you like you are now when you're with your significant other by yourself?
No, there's a time and place for everything. I mean, I'm not, I'm not, I mean, we have fun. I mean, I play basketball, I shoot pool. We should still have fun. And I have a 10-year-old who keeps me on my toes. So even though I wouldn't normally do TikToks and things like that, we have fun. I'm a pretty no nonsense when it comes to handling my business, but it's not like a one dimensional, like, oh my goodness, like, let's check a box off today on Thursday, we have sex. Like we're not those Tuesdays is dinner night. Like, it's not a methodical. I don't believe in planning out a relationship. That I'm not that person, but I believe when I'm dating someone, I do have to make plans, just to make sure that my daughter's, well taken care of. But, I like a spontaneous guy. I don't want to plan out our whole relationship. Like I said, sex on Thursday, dinner on Tuesday. Like I don't do that. Like that's.
So as far as your daughter, does she still have a good relationship with her father, and do you have a good relationship with her father still as well?
I definitely don't. I have a good relationship with his wife, the wife that he didn't let me know he had. So yeah, that's another whole one of those. I'm going through a divorce that never happened, and I forgot to tell you that I was even married in the first place type of stuff. Yeah.
Hey, I understand.
One of those. But I would say this is that I'm not bitter or angry. His wife that we have a great relationship. Is cordial where I can drop my daughter off at her house. We share Christmas gifts and stuff like that. I have a hard time respecting him, but I never badmouth, even though I feel like I have enough that I could. I never badmouth him to my daughter. She has his phone number. She can talk to him anytime she wants. And the relationship is there if she chooses it. But she does get along with his other kids and his wife very well. And like I said, I have a report. There's no need for me to talk to him directly in my mind because my daughter's old enough to have the relationship and I have the relationship with his wife. So if I need anything, I text her. There's no need for me to talk to him. And we have a really great rapport. And I'm glad she accepts my daughter, even in the midst of the madness that happens, that I was put in a bad situation.
Okay, I don't want to waste too much more time, but I do have one last question. And what is it what attracted you to your ex in the first place? What kind of personality did he have? How did he get you?
So it's stated that most of the people that I've dated, which is why I'm kind of doing this non-traditional, I've known for a while. So most of the people that have become my boyfriend or somebody that I've had long-term relationships, I've known personally. And it was either kind of like, hey, we're going to give this a chance. And it was like, well, you're not single and I'm single. So almost every last relationship, with the exception of one, I've never really met somebody like at a restaurant and not known them at all and been like, okay, struck up and they became my boyfriend. Almost everybody that I've ever had a long-term relationship, I've had some type of friendship or we've never crossed the line because either they were in a relationship or I was. It was kind of like, seemed kind of. And outside of that is that I'm a big on character.
Okay.
So my ex is an amazing person that, you know, while I feel like the timing wasn't right, I think that he took care of his family, which I think is really big. He took care of his mother. In addition to that, very community oriented. Was amazing sexually. So that's got to have sexual chemistry. So I all that it's not important. It is, and that's why a lot of people cheat. So I'm like, all that, you know, got to have a good heart. Got to have a good heart, but I got to be attracted to you, and the sex got to be good. In addition to that, entrepreneur. He owned several businesses. Was educated. So I felt like was the ultimate catch. But in his mind is that while I might have complimented those things, he still wanted to date. And at my point is like you gotta pull the plug. Is how long is it gonna take you? It don't take a whole day to recognize sunshine. And I'm not gonna be strung along, and I'm gonna let you do you. And for me, it was like, okay, I don't have any ill will towards him. We're still friends. I still, you know, maybe see him on social media. Everything's cool and stuff like that. But you got it. To me, I feel like there's a time frame where you should know if that's someone that you want to pursue long term. And maybe there's something about me that he didn't want to, because I asked the question, there's something about, you know, why this isn't working? Like, no, you know, okay. So either he's not being honest or he just wants his cake and two, either or. It doesn't have anything to do with me personally, because you haven't given me anything, whether I accept it or rejected it. You didn't give me anything that I could potentially look back and reflect or work on as to why I am not the woman that you can just settle down with. So I gotta believe you just want to be out there, and that's okay with me. But you're not gonna be out there with me and other people like that. And it's been over a year that we had, dated or whatever the case is.
Okay. So he just wasn't ready. He just
Timing. That's why I said timing. And I'm like, for me, I'm like, when I tell people, I was like, you have to believe you are an amazing catch. That's why I said, anybody comes up in here scared and stuff, like, even if we're not a match, like, I like your energy, I like our conversation, DJ George, but I'm like, even if we're not the right energy, is if you already come in like feeling like you're not worthy, then why are you in that relationship? Like, I would never have somebody like, even if we're not a match, like I said, I would never disrespect or, clown somebody. I know people do that. It's really hard. I applaud men, because I do believe a man should pursue a woman, and they do get shot down a lot. And I applaud men that even come on here. So I respect that. So I try not to be disrespectful unless you act crazy. But, I don't want to do that. But then the aspect of that is that I tell people is that timing and energy and, it all has to match. Because like I said, I have my last thing coming up on the hour is that I dated a guy in my freshman year in college. He was gorgeous, like gorgeous guy, but our energy didn't match. And we ended up becoming just friends. He ended up becoming my best friend. I call him my brother to this day. And back up a year or two ago, I had a girlfriend that was single, and I hooked him up. He had been divorced and stuff. They are amazing. They are now about to cohabitate and live together, and probably, God willing, get married. He was amazing. He's drop dead gorgeous. But our energy was like, okay, he was gorgeous, but our backgrounds and the way we just didn't mesh that way. And it wasn't about physical. It wasn't about him, not being community oriented. We just didn't have that chemistry. And after he got divorced from his first wife, like literally, I knew my girlfriend. I was like, "You're gonna like him." She was like, "Yeah, but you dated." I'm like, "No, trust me, you're gonna like him." And from day one, they hit it off. It's 2 years later, like literally this week, they are moving in together. He lived in New York and she lived in LA, and they are literally swapping each other's lives now. So I say anybody that's on here, because I appreciate, I think somebody says they think they like the feedback. So Melly, I appreciate. I didn't watch the show. I'm gonna watch the show now. Is that for all the gentlemen on here? Don't ever be intimidated by anybody that comes on here. Number two is I applaud you for even coming on this platform, because it's got to be, hey, I'm on here. So where people are like, I can't believe you're on. Like, everybody has different elements in their life that they're either working on, timing, energy, whatever the case, synergy, not being able to cross the paths. Because when I do work a lot, when do I see people? So, so like, okay, I may have to use non-traditional things to even meet interesting people, which I don't really like a lot of the DMs. But, I answer them sometimes. But it's like, okay, so if you're not going to answer your DMs, you're working all the time, when are you going to meet somebody? So when she hit me up, I was like, oh, that might be kind of cool, whatever. So I do non-traditional, I would say, is make sure that if you're looking just for a fly-by casual thing, that's what you do. Make sure that you're honest and open to people. and what you're looking for, and don't waste anybody's time, because whoever you are with or was with is not available. Now you need somebody to occupy your time. So I would say I've been that girl where somebody, I've just occupied their time because whoever they really wanted to be with, it didn't work out. And then by the time I realized that you're using me, and then you realize, well, dang, she's actually a good catch, I have to cut you off. So like, don't use anybody. Like, men don't like to heal. Be by yourself. If whatever relationship you're in isn't working, be by yourself, or casually date and let somebody know you're casually dating them. Do not go into something, because somebody like me will get involved with somebody and then look up and they're like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize I'm still involved or still in love with my ex. Well, what you doing getting in this relationship? You know, and I've been that person too. People say what happened. I've been in those type of situations. And by the time that stuff don't work out and you realize it's not working out, I don't want to be with you. I'm not anybody's second option or second choice. I can love you and never speak to you again in life if you ever make me feel that way. So I applaud the guys that are on here. Thank you, Melly, for the opportunity.
Yeah, thank you, Melly.
You're welcome. All right. So yeah, so that's it. You're done for tonight.